Yes, sir. Come here. I want to talk to you. You. Come here. I'm sorry. That was aggressive. Where did that come from? Supposed to be end of the year. Yesterday was my birthday. I come in with that energy. What the fuck's my problem, right? That's probably what you're thinking. Like, what's this guy's problem? Pointing his fingers at me and then doing this. Come here. Talking to me all aggressive. Why is he talking to me that way? Right? That's what I'd be saying if I was you. And you have every right to. So I apologize. I apologize. My dog thought I was talking to him. It is the 30th of December, one day before New Year's Eve. And I got some things I'd like to talk to you about where sports are concerned, if you would allow me to, for at least a half hour. Is that agreeable with you? Is that all right? Well, it's going to have to be.
And now it's time to play everybody's favorite game.
Good news. Good news. We are jumping that combination. Jesus Christ. We can't run.
Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Thank you. Thank you. No, you're too kind. No, seriously. No, you are. You're the reason why we're here. No, thank you. Oren Lamena. Good news, travel fast.
That is good news. I'll be honest, and Greg, that is good news. Neato, yes. Yes.
Back for at least one more show before the end of the year. I don't know if I'll do tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's New Year's Eve. I don't know if I have any thoughts. I'm quite sure there'll be some games being played. Maybe I'll come on and do that. If not, I'll see you in 2025. It's only right around the corner. But I figured that tonight on Good News Travel Fast.
That is good news. I'll be honest, and Greg, that is good news.
Sound effects from my soundboard.
Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
All that and much, much more on tonight's episode of Good News Travel Fast.
Good news. Good news.
All right. Sorry about that. I'm feeling jovial. Just had a birthday. 52 years young in this bitch. Looking forward to packing another 52 years minimum on to the record. I've always known I'd live well into my hundreds. So I'm halfway home. And look, I see 29 on the counter. That marks the day of my birthday. I wanted to remember the Alamo, if you will allow me to. Just to recap, I know, Bronco fan, you are deeply concerned about whether or not the Broncos are going to beat the Chiefs and seal your hopes for a return to the playoffs. And I'm here to tell you that question will have to be answered by another guy on another show, because I'm not talking about it tonight. Frankly, on this Monday evening, I don't give a rip. If you want to give me your thoughts on it, you're more than welcome to put them in the chat, and I'll read your thoughts. You tell me if you think the Broncos are going to beat the Chiefs, if the Chiefs are going to. Now, we'll talk about it. I don't know if my friend D-Mac's assertion that the Chiefs are going to just sit their starters. You know, you got to think, if they're going to be the number one seed in the AFC, and I'm pretty sure they'd be the number one seed in the AFC, or they are. They've locked that up. That means they got to bye. Do you think that, football is a game of rhythm, and this team hasn't played all that well? You think this is a team that can afford to just be sitting guys that are healthy, that don't need the rest after they're going to be off for 2 or some odd weeks? I don't know. I am not the analytics guy. I'm more the wild assertion expert fan guy. So I do want to talk about CU, and I do want to talk about Shedeur Sanders. Wheeler Rick rambles. We're going to get to that. Is it sarcasm? No, it's not sarcasm. It's actually me making a statement that you rightly picked up on. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not. I just hear all this talk about whether or not Shedeur, Anyway, let's talk about it. But before we get to that, let's talk about because I think that this era coming to a close, first of all, congratulations and a round of applause for Shedeur Sanders, for all the seniors, for Travis Hunter, for everybody that came and contributed to returning CU to respectability. Now get the hell out. Am I thankful? Of course I'm thankful. Does it sound like I'm not grateful? Of course I'm grateful, but get the hell out. And I'm going to show you some film as to why I'm glad that the Shedeur Sanders era has come to an end. I'm glad for him having been here. I'm glad for the Travis Hunter era having been here. And now we can get to some program building. But we also got to talk about other exits, because apparently the Buffs have lost 2 coaches to Mississippi State. Both Phil Loadholt, Colorado native, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, what the hell happened to my camera? Hold on. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Whoa, taking some weird hits. Hold on. You okay, camera? All right. Having some technical difficulties. Anyway, Phil Holdboat and Coach Dancy are both dancing, leaving for Mississippi. Dancy's native in Mississippi, mind you. I saw this article though, and part of it was, come on, cut it out. I got a new computer and I've been reconfiguring my setup, so you'll have to forgive any technical difficulties that I'm experiencing. But that is irregular, to be quite honest with you. Not a fan. Don't do that. Speculated in this piece, and I'll just pull her up. I don't know if I will, the way my computer's acting. Add to stage. Are you gonna be all right, dude? My computer's acting like an asshole. Holy crap. Add to stage. Let's see if that works. Wow. This is so disappointing. Hold on. There we go. I almost want to start this whole thing over. Jesus. Could you be any more difficult right now? I'm just getting pinnacle of death. This has got to be so entertaining for you guys. All right. The loss of these 2 coaches presents a challenge for Sanders as he works to maintain the momentum built during his tenure. Both Loadholt and Dancy were instrumental in establishing the team's identity and fostering a culture of growth and discipline. Now, I'm not going to challenge any of that. I'm not here to challenge any of that. Hold on a minute, because this is really starting to piss me off. Come back now. We good? Holy crap. That was a harrowing experience. Let's see if we can add this to the stage now. Technical difficulties are the worst when you're your own tech guy, because it's just kind of like, it feels like I'm being sabotaged and I can't blame anyone because I'm the guy. You know what I mean? I'm the guy. I'm the saboteur. Okay, that's working now. Now let's just see if it'll stay that way. If I take you away, okay, we all good? Sorry about that, you guys. Jesus shit. Anyway, so Phil Lodeholt out of here. Yeah, you find that funny, Rick? That I'm going through these machinations trying to get my tech right, and you can sit there and laugh. I appreciate you being here, Rick. So Phil Lodeholt, I don't want to dance on anybody's grave as they're leaving, him or Coach Dancy. But I'm sitting there looking, and I read that sentence, and it says, the loss of these two coaches presents a challenge for Sanders as he works to maintain the momentum built during his tenure. Okay, we want to maintain momentum. Both Lodeholt and Dancy were instrumental in establishing the team's identity and fostering a culture of growth. What the hell is going on in my studio? It's like poltergeist. Jesus, the light went out. Just stay out. I got to do this for a half hour. Just stay out, light. What is going on? It's like poltergeist over here. The lights blinking on and off. I actually like that dim light. Turn out the lights and light a candle. I got the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers going on one screen. I don't know, you guys, what the hell is happening on this other one, but I'm going to assume that it's going to be fine. Lodeholt, Dancy leaving. That's where I was. Yeah, my shit's haunted, Tim. Hold on. Are you aware of this? Do you know how to rectify it, Tim? Do you know any Ghostbusters? He said your shit's haunted. Disco strobe lights. You guys are feeling funny, Dante? I'm over here scared out of my mind. You guys are fucking making light of it. Anyway, I was looking up some numbers. Let me just keep doing what I was doing. God. Jesus. I was looking up some numbers, and CU rushing offense is 134th in college football, if that's possible. They gave up 42 sacks this season. Shedeur hit the turf 42 times. What's up, Andon? 42 sacks this season. I'm not so sure they're going to miss the talents of Phil Lodeholt coaching up those offensive linemen. I don't want, like I said, I'm not here to cast any aspersions on anybody. I'm just like, their contributions. Now, I consistency is everything, but I think that they'll be okay. 65 yards a game rushing the ball. Their rush play percentage, 39.36, ranked 131st amongst college football, Division I, FBS, whatever. Yards per carry, 2.5, ranked 133rd. Rushes per game, 26 or 130. I just don't think they're going to miss Phil Lodeholt's contributions. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. They got to develop that whole offensive line thing. Wow, I had some footage I wanted to play at Shedeur. I'm scared to play that now. And then defensively, as far as Coach Dancy is concerned, fancy Dancy. You know, we're talking about a CU defense that, well, you know, I think it's shown itself to be porous. There's my light again. Oh, God. I'm telling you guys, if my soul gets snatched during this, just remember what you saw here. If my soul gets poltergeisted and snatched, remember what you saw here this evening. Dear God. Hi. Scoring defense. The Buffs were 6th in the Big 12, allowing 22 points a game. Opponents were 73% success rate inside the 20. I don't think that losing any coaches is going to be my biggest worry with the exits isn't losing Shedeur. It's not losing Travis. I think both of those losses will actually bode better for Coach Prime, because now we're really going to get to see him allow. First of all, we're going to see what we got in Shermer. I don't think we've even seen what a Shermer offense looks like, because I do believe that Shedeur was afforded so much autonomy within what the current framework. or now what is now the pass framework, which is fine. It is what it is. Shedeur is apparently going on to become, one of the greatest ever to do it on the NFL level, according to everybody, according to my man D-Mac. Will he be the hands down going away number one pick in the draft? Sounding like it. Do I think he's the best quarterback in the draft? I'm not so sure that Shedeur is going to, if his habits follow him, if his college habits follow him into the pros, and let's be honest, when you've got the money, when you've got the shine, when you've got the watches, what incentive do you have to work type shit? I'm not so sure that Shedeur is going to have that career that, is exemplary or exemplifies or mirrors as a quarterback the type of career that his dad had as a DB. I'm just not sure. And I got tape. So I'll go ahead and believe what I watch on tape. And I found this tape, hopefully, God willing, my computer doesn't explode or a poltergeist doesn't snatch my soul in the offing. What I found on this tape and this breakdown, I thought was really instrumental in defining my frustrations with Shedeur, but also yes, exactly, Trigger. I drop truth bombs and ghosts don't like it. Apparently. I didn't even know they cared. I didn't even know they were paying attention to the internet. But apparently, I've got so much truth coming out that poltergeists are ready to snatch my soul. I think you're right, Tim. I think this is the year where we're going to realize, we're going to see what we got, if we have a coach at all in Coach Sanders. I think that he did what any father would do, which is hand the reins over to his son, who is more than capable. I don't want anybody to get it twisted. I think Shedeur Sanders has all the tools. He's got all the tools. But having said that, it was a frustrating watch for anybody who's a fan of this team. And it was because I think of the autonomy that he had. So I want to play some of this, and I just want you to look at the breakdown and tell me if this guy's hitting on something. Because while he's very complimentary of Shedeur and very expects the best, I think that the die's already cast.
The Colorado Buffaloes really struggled on the offense side of the football yesterday against BYU. And
yeah, they did.
We're going to break down what's wrong with this team and what's wrong with the offense, because although the football season is actually over, Colorado will have to come in the next season.
Now, right here, empty, 5 wide. Toss out of the backfield.
To really figure things out. And to me, one of the big issues is going to be the offensive scheme, right? It's the offensive approach. This type of football just does not work. Now, you can get into, hey, is Shedeur Sanders not throwing it when he should throw the football?
I don't even know if it was that he's not throwing it when he should throw the football. I think that Shedeur had entirely too much autonomy in the offense. I think he was allowed. And if you're Pat Shurmur, let's be honest. If you're Pat Shurmur, are you going to piss the head guy off by not letting Shedeur do what he wants to do? Are you willing? Is that a hill that you're willing to die on? Wouldn't you just wait to kind of have your time to show what you're capable of and just because does Shedeur strike you as a guy who's coachable? I'm not saying he's not a team player. Does he strike you as a guy who's coachable? I don't think he is. And I think that's what will be his undoing on the NFL level. This question right here. I don't think he is. Because again, we're talking about a guy who's been told that it's all in front of you. You're the greatest thing ever. You are NFL ready. You make all the great decisions. And he's got the bread. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the incentive to work is money. And when you got it and you've had it, well, what left is there to reach for? Greatness? You got to hope that he wants to be great. If you're a Shedeur Sanders fan, your hope has to be, well, then he better want to be great. Because, okay, I know exactly what happened. It's not ghosts, you guys. It's the second studio in my house. We are all on the same. Oh, my God, that's so much better. That is so much. Oh, that was close. So there's a second studio in the house from which podcasting gets done. And we have this elaborate Wi-Fi lighting system. And oh my God, somebody else is trying to fire up the other studio. And that's what that light on and off was. So good news, you guys. My soul's not going to get snatched. For those of you that were hoping to see a poltergeist on camera snatch my soul, you're going to have to wait till next time. Holy God. I'm going to have to go talk to my brother about that. I don't know if he's testing things, but I'll talk to my brother about that. When I'm on the air, don't do that. All right, let's watch some more of this.
Is the offensive.
I am Dante. You guys are great. I fucking love the chat. I fucking love the chat. Yes, I was in Studio 54. And somebody else is the technical director. My soul still might get snatched. Trigger, you know what? You're lucky I like you. I don't want my soul snatched. I joke about it, but I kid because I care. I don't really want my soul snatched. It'd be nice to not be the first soul snatching in the history of YouTube. All right, let's watch some more tape. And you guys tell me what you see. I'm going to speed this up a little bit.
Is the run game kind of weak? And you can put all that together and say, yeah, 100%. All of those things are true. And we'll just touch on those really quickly, right? So you got a play here where not only does the right tackle end up getting his ass kicked, and you guys can see it from the end.
Phil Oldholt.
Keep an eye on Brown here. He's going to end up just getting beat by the defensive line game.
Phil Oldholt.
It's thrown off balance. It's not just a game, though, right? You know, when you think about this concept right here, it's a 4-by-1 formation, and they're going to run spacing. And we have to recognize that at some point, a spacing concept means the quarterback's going to take 3 steps.
Good one,
that
Jacob.
First step, he needs to have made a decision, and the ball needs to come out. It has to be based off the defense. It has to be based off of who takes who. And this is on the quarterback to get the ball out. So on this play here, for example, the ball has to come out. Now, Shedeur was not 100% sure where the ball needs to go, and with that, the right tackle also ends up getting beat. Now, Shedeur does do a great job being able to create and pick up yards on a play that was not necessarily busted, but a guy really was not 100% open. You know, is anybody actually open within this concept? It's debatable that maybe Shedeur could have hit the ball in here before number 11 drops off. I'll just show you guys the play.
So here's the question. Is that, you think that that's Shermer's offense, or do you think that that is deference to his quarterback and allowing him to do things that he's capable of doing, which is line him up in 5 out, make a read, make a throw. And this is a guy, if he's calling the plays, and I do believe Shedeur had a lot more hand in calling the plays than a college quarterback really should, to be honest with you. You know, and maybe it's because now, to this point, trigger warning said it. I'm just like, Phil Oldholt's leaving. Sorry, but I can't tell. I couldn't tell that he was having a great effect on those guys learning how to not get their quarterback killed. I couldn't tell. It may have been happening. I am an astute observer, but I am no expert. But I couldn't tell. Andon says that's. I still think that there was more to it than that, though, Andon. I'd have to go back and look at it. I just think that Pat Shurmur never got a chance to really put his stamp on the Shedeur Sanders era, because if he wanted to keep his job, stay the hell out of the way. Let me rephrase that, because I don't think Dion is that. I don't think Dion is that. The guy before him, Sean, bald head, younger dude, former quarterback. I think he tried. I don't know if he was a great play caller, but I think he tried with. But you never had an offensive line that could really show it. And I think Shurmur knew to just stand back, just step back. This is how it works best. Shedeur is going to try and dial up something where he finds Travis. I mean, that was basically the Buffs offense. Where's Travis? And then occasionally find another receiver, but where's Travis? And you couldn't run the ball because that offensive line was deplorable. You know what I mean? Shedeur was set for life the day he was born. Didn't stop him yet. I feel he rises up to the challenge, even if he is as tall as Russ so far. Well, here's the thing. I don't think you're wrong. I want to know what this means, Timothy. I'm coming to you in a second. I don't think you're wrong that he was set for life, and I think that in certain regard that can stunt a guy's growth. I think he's got great talent. I just think that it's overestimated how much of a command he has over an offense and he was given the reins to run as if, as if that were the best course of action. And I just think that you can't see everything, and he definitely doesn't see everything. And quite honestly, I don't think he was looking for everything. You'll have a drove of simps who defend on the socials and will never have to face real criticism. Are you talking about Shedeur? Because I think you're right. If this is about Shedeur, Timothy, I think that that's right. I think that what ends up happening, and Trigger, you just brought it up, is you got to be racist if you criticize CU. It's like, okay, well, that makes me racist then. You know what I mean? Because this is one of the few times in sports where a cultural confluence and a sports happening are forced to coexist in a way that really make it hard for fans to just be fans wanting to see their team do well. When does it happen, really? You know what I mean? I would assume, Jackie Robinson, coming into Major League Baseball. Think about the time. I'm not comparing the two. Trust me, I'm not comparing the two. I know that they're two different things. But what I'm saying is something so socially charged or think Muhammad Ali, as a heavyweight champion, having his belt taken away because he won't volunteer, to go in and fight in Vietnam. There are these times, and so now as a fan, you are forced to confront what is normally a place where we want these things to be separate. We want our sports and our social, political world separate. They are jammed together in an inextricable way. It's really hard to separate those things. And so what happened is when Coach Prime came in, I think he was loath to receive criticism. I think some of that criticism, honestly, was kind of Fuzzy Zeller, Tiger Woods-ish. We'll tolerate it. It kind of scares us. The gold chains, we're not used to seeing that. We like the burp, burp, burp. You know what I mean? It's a social shift for college football as a whole. It also represented to old school college football coaches the end of a recruiting dominance. Stop doing that! For fuck's sake. I love my brother, but whatever he's doing is really just... That's my light you're doing it with! Sorry. College football wanted its, ecosystem to stay very much the same, and Coach Prime represents a change in the guard. You're going to have to get better at recruiting. You're going to have to be more relatable to players. So I think that there's some of that getting sprinkled in there, and I do think that his approach, ever since the Tim McCarver deal, you got to understand that him and the media have had this weird relationship where they have to grin and bear his presence because everybody loves him, but the media is just like, I just don't really like the way that guy goes about his business. It really twists my nipples. He could stand to be a little more humble, a little more humility, but you know what I mean? Now, you take that, and then you take a guy who's a dad, like Shiloh. I had this conversation with my buddy, and I got a show that we're bringing up. It's a podcast. 2 SCO, 1 Buff. It's gonna be great. I had a conversation with my buddy, and I'm talking about, like, do you think Shiloh was ever not gonna start? Like, you think his dad was ever gonna sit him on the bench, regardless of how terrible he looked at times? Of course not. Do you think that do you think Prime was gonna allow Shedeur to be upstaged by Pat Shurmur? In terms of, hey, run the fucking play the way I'm saying run the play. Run the offense that I want to run, as opposed to letting him. Of course not. And if you're Pat Shurmur, what you want really is to let this thing run its course, let them not bleed out, but let them leave, and then I'll show what I'm capable of with a quarterback who, hopefully with Juju or the other kid, that, it's not going to be so much a free-for-all, and why would it be? So I think what we're going to see is, that's why I'm saying I'm just glad. I'm so appreciative of Shedeur and Travis and Shiloh and the whole thing that is the Sanders family happening, that really sparked, this Bucky, that really sparked this program and brought it back to respectability. And I couldn't be more happy that it's over, because now we can really see, as was said before, what we have in Coach Sanders. I think there's two sets of CU fans. I think CU has two sets of fans: Buff diehards and Prime fans. Exactly. If Prime fan leaves CU, so will his. If Prime leaves CU, so will his fans. Agreed. Can't think of any other college team that has it. That is dead on. This is what you signed up for by having him here. And I think the program will be better for the Prime era. I hope he stays a long, long time. I hope he stays a long, long time. And as well, you should, Trigger, stick with it. I'm a little bit of both too. I grew up in Montbello. Every Bellsider that played on the college level, besides Thaddeus Swayzer, did not get a shot at the in-state school at a shot to play at CU because that program was too big for the in-state recruits. And so I got a gang of homeboys. Strody, shout out to my homeboy Andre Strode. Shout out to Ray Jackson, Super Bowl champ, mind you, played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of the homies went up and played at CSU, played at up at UNC. My mom, taught at UNC. Spread the love in state, and so I always had this love-hate relationship with CU. To be quite honest with you, in the Rocky Mountain Showdown, I used to always and still do kind of sort of always root for CSU. And also as a black man, didn't have great experiences in Boulder. So fuck CU. It was a love-hate relationship. But I loved during my high school years, that's when they won their national championships. My high school years was the Alfred Williams, Canavis McGee, Darian Hagan, Deion Figure, and we were motoring up 36, knowing that we weren't old enough to drink or do none of that shit, and going and trying to party with college, and loved it. And it's a whole social cultural thing, relationship that as a black man that we have with the University of Colorado at Boulder. So I come in with the rest of Black America. I'm just telling you, diehard CU fan, you have people right next to you in the fold on the train now that are there because of Prime, and it's a black thing, and that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing, but it does make for weird conversations because as soon as you say something that's derogatory about the way the program's run, you must be racist. Nothing could be further from the truth, especially for the people that have been here and just want to see CU return to prominence. What do we got here from Timothy? Another thing I think turns a lot of people off is he has 3 social media teams who post vlogs on YouTube, not to mention their TV show Prime on DNVR, who wants to be friends with him so bad. Yep, that's all the thing. And all of that has garnered a little success, tends to turn people off. Yeah, I think that, and this part, the people who want to be friends, the thing about that, let me just, I could play this I'll just play this tape. Shedeur's got a lot to learn about quarterbacking. I mean, that's just keeping it a thou. He's got a lot to learn about, not that I'm a quarterback guru. I'm just saying watching him play the position is very frustrating. It's very frustrating to watch a guy who's so highly touted and really doesn't, I think, have respect for the flow of an offense and has been gifted with such a great talent. Gifted in such a great talent in Travis that he relies on that as a blanket. And you're not going to get that in the NFL. More than likely, you're going to go play for a team like the Giants who don't have that anyway. And so what are you going to do? And how does that bode? And how do you deal with serious like pressure? That New York media, we know. If you've been following sports, we know. And for him to come out so highly touted, the watch, perfect timing, your dad's, they're waiting to hate on you. And I know he knows that. So he's a grown-ass man. And I really do. I respect Shedeur as a man. I think he handles it about as well as any silver spoon kid could handle it. But I think he's in for a rude awakening on the NFL level. And he's going to have to get way better at a lot of the finer points of quarterbacking, including pre-snap reads, in order to see any measure of success on the NFL level. Because, where do you go? You go to a team that's not used to winning. That team's probably not built all that well. They probably have a lot of the same problems that you just left at CU. And perfect timing is only going to work for so long before people are calling for your head in New York. That's how that goes. Oren, go look at Oregon film and Nebraska film. Shedeur cannot read defense. I agree. Has questions with his decision-making on and off the field. Second round pick at bet. I think he would be better off falling to the second round, because what ends up happening is once you get drafted in the first round, there are first round expectations. Look at Michael Penix in Atlanta. now that he's finally gotten the starting job and people are ready to skewer him. But it's like, ah, damn, he came in behind Kirk Cousins. What more do you want from the kid? Look at what you've been dealing with in Denver, with Bo Nix. It's like first-round draft pick, first-round expectations, especially as a quarterback. And I don't know about the off-the-field stuff. I don't really care about these guys' lives off the field. I think he does as well with that much attention and success early on as anybody could do. So I don't know. Maybe you know more. You guys are there on the ground. He seems like a good dude. I'm just talking completely about as a quarterback. There's a lot. His mental state could withstand New York. Well, you're going to have to hope so because he's going to be under fire. Saban had lots of media exposure too. Yeah, that comes with the profile, right? And, the difference between Nick Saban and Deion Sanders is demeanor, right? Nick Saban fits the acceptable college football paradigm of presentation, which is burr, 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 we just go out, we do the job. That's what they're used to. So when a guy comes in and he's got Coach Prime swagger, now my dog is scratching. Yo, shut the fuck up. It's been he's a good dude, but what the fuck is you doing, man? Let's go. Go sit down somewhere, man. This dude, everything right now is going hamtramck in my house. I just think that Coach Sanders presents challenges for the old guard. The old school way of doing things does not like change, definitely does not like the in-your-face style. And so Nick Saban could get as much attention as we've seen Prime get and get no blowback because he fit the mold that everyone's used to seeing. Right? I don't think any QBs from college are seriously ready for the NFL. It takes at least a season and a half to really grasp it. In fact, Burrow has said this season was the first time the game slowed down. No, you'll get no argument out of me there. But what I will say is this. And to that point, the speed of the game doesn't trump just your decision-making habits. Those are the hardest things to unlearn. And his decision-making habits are deplorable for an NFL court. The game's only going to get faster. And in an offense where you were often lined up with 5 wideouts, to not be able to make quick decisions and quick reads pre-snap doesn't bode well for him on the NFL level. 2 years, 4 years, 8 years. Hopefully it's not baked into the cake, but there you go. He's the number 1 QB, you think? We'll see. He's going to definitely be that guy. He's going to be picked like one, I believe. Sanders versus Belichick. All right. Longmont is suspected sundown town. You'll have to you have some spillover into Boulder. That's why you had some trouble up in Boulder. I stay out of Cherry Hills and Greenwood Village. I know what time it is. Exactly, minimalist. I mean, it was such a great time in life. I loved those national championship years from Coach Mack all the way through Blondie, even up into oh Christ, it's right there and now it's escaping me. Anyway, I love those years because it was a program that mattered and they had championship runs and we were always in Boulder and there was always this love-hate relationship, either going to the Fox Theater as an artist. I performed at the Fox Theater a ton. I've seen a ton of shows at the Fox Theater. It's like this love-hate relationship with the racial with the racial situation in Boulder. And I just that's all the more reason why I love the Coach Prime era, is because it is forcing that town. I know I'm not there on the ground, but it's forcing that town to deal with some serious things, to have some serious conversations. You're forced to have them. You are forced to have them now because it's in your face. And I think that that's always good. A couple more before I get out of here. Saban is a multi-time national champion. He can pretty much do as he pleases. Yeah, that's how it goes. Winners get dinner. Is Coach Prime a micromanager? No, he's not. Now that sons are not on the team will let his coach do their job. He's going to have to, because I don't think he's not the guy to do it. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to be calling plays. And I think that's where we're going to see. I don't think he's lamenting the loss of Phil Loadholt. Happy trails. Coach Dancy, good luck to you both in Mississippi. I think what we want is, I think he is more of a CEO. Empower the guys that are around you and let those guys drive the ship while you play that CEO role. Man, the time goes by so fast. I really, really enjoy spending time with you guys. Such a smart chat. Kill you with truth. I know that, DMAC has been working on this thing, building it. I'm so happy to be a part of it as this year comes to a close, and you guys make it. Gary Barnett. Thank you, Dano. This is what I'm talking about. We do this as a team. There's no I in team. I can guarantee you guys this going into 2025. You're going to have a chance, at least during my sessions, to be more a part of this, as I will post a link for you to join visually. I just ask that you keep it clean when you do, and give me your real thoughts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me throw that up there. To come on here and give your thoughts, because I like big round conversations. I'm one of you. We are one and the same. I'm just the dude who's leading this circus, and I love all the clowns. You feel me? Send in all the clowns. There's got to be clowns. There is a me and team. This is true. Fishing. You are nothing if not an astute observer of the obvious and snarky as hell, and that's why I fuck with you. But there is an I in meat pie. Sean, thank you, Andrew. So with that, I think I will see you guys before the end of the year. But if I don't, I wish you the happiest of New Year's for sure, for sure. All the best to you and your family. As 2024 closes out, it's been a fucking roller coaster. But we got it. We made it. We made it through, and hopefully we're on that upswing now, right? Perfect timing is a bop. Perfect timing. It ain't this, but it's a bop. So, for Minimalist Monk. Hold on, that's not the one. For Minimalist Monk. Dano. Andon. Of course, my man Fishing. My guy Timothy, you're a new one, but I welcome you to the fracas. Oh, my guy Trigger Warning. Of course, Dante. Did I miss anybody? My guy Media Critic. I didn't see you in here, but Wheeler Rick Rambles. That's right, Trigger. You. Thank you. Thank you all for welcoming me into your space. I will always respect it, give it my all. And with that being said, you changed your username. Formerly. Oh, it's my guy, Stanley. What's up, SS? All right. No problem. I've changed my rap moniker more than enough times. All right, you guys. Have a great evening. Like I said, if I do not see you before the turn of the year, Happy New Year to you and yours. Enjoy it. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Be safe, and I'll see y'all in 2025. Peace, and
And now it's time to play everybody's favorite game.
Good news. We are putting that combination. Jesus Christ. We can't run.